Today I'm going to present on Title I. Title I is part of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, ESEA. It provides financial assistance for schools with high percentages of children from low-income families. It ensures that all children can meet academic standards. Federal funding comes through grants based on the census and cost of education in that state. Funding allows for the school to provide additional academic support to low-achieving students. Support, for example, would be extra instruction from math and/or reading, special preschool, after-school, and summer programs. If the school has 40% or more students at low income, they can use the funding for school-wide programs as opposed to just being able to use funding for at-risk students. How will Title I affect teaching? First, it affects teachers because school districts are using some of the funding for professional development. Teachers take additional training in specialty areas like math and reading to support their at-risk students. Second, Title I will affect teaching and learning because students are now required to take testing proficiency exams to validate that at-risk students are meeting the same standards as their peers. Learning is affected because funding will go to specialized learning programs and technologies for at-risk students. Some students will utilize reading and/or math intervention programs, which may require them to use a resource classroom during the day. Let's look at the historical perspective. Title I was one of 5 titles introduced to Congress on January 12, 1965, and it was passed April 9, 1965. It was considered a triumph because at this time we were dealing with 2 very important obstacles, race and religion. We had a very big problem of segregated schools. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibited segregated schools from receiving federal funding. Since the Civil Rights Act passed, Title I was able to move forward and pass a year later. And then there was the problem of religion. During this time, federal funding was not distributed to religious affiliated schools. But through Title I, any school, public or church affiliated, can now receive funding. Brookings Institute, which is a nonprofit public policy organization in Washington, D.C., believes Title I has little evidence that the program is effective. For example, principals use the funds for teacher professional development, which studies show are not valuable and ineffective. There also continues to be achievement gaps between disadvantaged students and their peers. However, Massachusetts Department of Ed released in August 2017 their Title I program evaluation summary, which proves it does work. In the report, they stated their reading recovery program for grades 1 and 2 showed 100% of those students having positive growth. Their math specialty program for middle school students also showed positive growth. And grades 4 and 5 math teachers reported positively on professional development. How does Title I affect day-to-day functioning? First, the school itself must have staff and resource learning environments available for students that need additional learning. Students are affected because at-risk students may need to leave their classroom for additional support in areas such as reading and math. Finally, teachers will need to attend professional development, administer assessments, and instruct students based on the federal, state, and district level policy. Title I has been adapted so that it now requires students to take performance exams and the at-risk students need to meet performance expectations. Federal levels are playing a stronger role in how Title I is regulated and overseen at the state level. However, richer school districts are getting more money for Title I, and some parents see Title I as a stigma and tarnishes their district. Here are some of my references for my research, and thank you very much.